More and more we become aware what kind of patterns are there that we are carrying along that we didn't know that they are there.
I have no doubt now that our experience in life is very, very connected to anything we believe.
Yes.
So if you could talk a bit about that, about self-limiting beliefs and breaking through the self-limiting beliefs.
Our whole experience as a person, as a body, within a material world is totally based on belief that comes out of memory, out of past experience, and we totally, without question, believe it is like this, so then it is like this. The experience is like this. If we stop reinforcing that thought consciously and unconsciously all the time, then this whole reality as we know it may start to fall apart a bit. And it's not only our personal belief, like when we dream, then we may create totally our own personal universe with all the other players there, and it comes all out of our own one belief. But then there are power nexuses which you can also visit in a dream, but which we are visiting here, and then so many consciousness are there believing in the reality of this world, and then the world appears materially, solid, real like this. And of course the whole consciousness of humanity, we are anyhow connected to everything, but we are specially connected to the consciousness of humanity as long as we are in a human form here, and that's a formidable thing. And the whole consciousness is reinforcing that belief, how this world is, how it exists, how it functions, that it's quite a job not to get sucked into that belief. Now, we can also leave that reality for the time being. Okay, it exists, but then within that reality, we create all our personal beliefs that shape our life, that shape our destiny, that stuff that we have somehow ingrained when we were little kids without knowing, and after that not knowing that we're still carrying that with us, may totally handicap us so many times in certain situations where we have the possibility to make a step, to open up new possibilities, and we don't, because an old belief system is simply, as soon as the possibility is there, puts a breaker. Now, there's no other way than becoming self-aware. and more we become aware what kind of patterns are there that we are carrying along that we didn't know that they are there. And once we become aware that they are there, we can learn to not reinforce them and gradually, rather, working on them to remove them if they are handicaps, if they are disturbing. Some beliefs you will still hold just to somehow function sanely on this level. Nothing wrong with that. We can go for the play knowing, okay, it's a play, and we can contribute to the reality of it, knowing it's temporary, it's momentary, but then that which holds us back, that which is contracting consciousness, those beliefs, when we become aware of it, we can start to really consciously work on them to let them go. Now, how are we doing that? In the more new agey way, you start to contradict them. You start to make affirmations To the contrary, you are aware you have a certain tendency in this direction and it's hurting, then you start to make affirmations in the other direction. You can do that, it does something, but if you don't feel like doing that kind of stuff, then just becoming aware of a tendency that always pulls us down an alley, which invariably results again in pain, results again in suffering, results in contracting our experience. There we can start to decide, no, I'm not going down that alley. And even if it still pulls you, you are aware what is happening, you are aware now how it's affecting your experience, and you can work on it of letting it go. Strong stuff may take some time, that we have to go into similar things again and again, but if we go about it patiently with intention to get rid of it, then even the strongest stuff can be removed in time.
Yes, one thing, as you talk about this, what comes up is that last week I was very aware one of the days when I started the day without any particular pressure of finishing any task at any point and so on. And there was a sense of expansion, limitlessness, and so on at the beginning when I started my work. And then I realized that there was this feeling of expecting something going wrong.
Mm.
It was like, it's too good to be true.
Right.
You know, these two kind of, I've become very aware lately that when I get to a very good space, there is a point where there is too good to be true. Something is going to go wrong now.
Right. It's strange. It would be most natural to be happy. It's natural to be happy. And yet we have ingrained that strange thing that somehow if you are happy, you have to have a bad conscience about it. How can you just be happy? If you see all the other people not being happy around, how can you just be happy? You have to be solidary and be in pain and suffer with them. It's a strange thing that somehow society pushes us to believe, although nobody is really aware that we are thinking and feeling like this. But I remember how I had to somehow convince myself that it's perfectly all right to be happy. And there's absolutely nothing wrong. And then these things happen, as you say, that if everything goes right, there is the total expectation that cannot be like this. Now, something is going to happen, and of course, by thinking like this, you put the invitation out. That the more one believes that, the more the invitation is there. Please come and create a catastrophe. So when you become aware of those thoughts there, you can work on it. You can you tell yourself on the intellectual level, no, I don't need to think like this anymore. But then along with the thoughts, there is also an emotion. There is an energetic current, and you can become aware what that energetic current is doing to your experience right now in your body. When the feeling comes now something has to go wrong again, already we start to tense up somehow, somewhere. And that we learn then to relax that, to let go of that. If we consciously let go of that tension that we are creating physically about it, then it's easier of seeing the thought wants to come back and then not go along with it. But old habits will come again and again and again, and they will catch us again and again. But once you see really what's going on, then you simply let go of those tensions. that this energy is creating in the body, then you can see easier the thought coming back and trying to recreate that tension. But strong stuff will come again and again and get you again and again. But the moment you see, don't regret for all the time that it got you. It's past, it's gone already. But here now, here now got me again, but now I let go, relax. If you do that consequently, then old belief system gradually become weaker and finally they lose totally their power.
Thank you. One thing more is following from there. I have the feeling that this something is going to go wrong comes when I have a feeling of space, of inner space, of emptiness. I have the feeling that somehow that feeling of emptiness, I'm not familiar, there is a reaction, a negative reaction to that. Yes.
Yes. It's the same chapter as before. Like before you said, when everything goes nicely, beautiful, then it's expansive and then that expectation comes. And when you say you feel that inner space and emptiness, then there is also peace with it. And there, along with that comes also that expansion. And again, that old saboteur comes back and says, but it cannot be so simple like that. Hey, wait a minute.
We need fireworks.
It's also the old personality that is in charge doesn't want to give up. Somehow, underneath there is also that fear. If I just let go, if I just dive in that emptiness, what's left? And it's the fear of annihilation that is also at the base of it. And so there comes a block and there comes something that an expectation, something bad is going to happen, or then just comes fear of, right, what is there? If there is nothing there, then what?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. And then you can work on that fear. Let the fear come. Don't fight it. See the fear that is there, which in a way is fear of death, fear of annihilation. And then when you let the fear come up and see how it's manifesting, then you can also let go of that again. And see, eventually you become aware there is absolutely nothing to be afraid of. There is absolutely no need of inviting any bad thing to happen. It's your full birthright. It's your true nature to dive into that emptiness that is simultaneously also fullness, that is beauty and joy and love and expansion. You have the right for that. Everybody has the right for that. We can very well stop handicapping ourselves all the time.
Thank you so much, Rainer.